I'm going to do a full class, but I'm going to break it into two parts, partly so that it's not quite such a huge file to put up online, but partly so that if you want to just do one half, you can then go to the cool down section, the playlist on the website, and just do your own cool down, or you can do it the other way around. You can do the second half and find your own warm-up. Otherwise, you can do part 1 and part 2 just following on from each other. Okay, so we're going to start just finding our alignment standing. So feet, just roll back and forth to find your balance on your feet. There should be a triangle of weight from your big toe to your little toe to your heels. Next, you want to think about your knees. You don't want to hyperextend them. You want them to be just soft, just a little bit of give in them, which allows you to prevent yourself from having the hyperextension, which pushes your bottom out. So if you bend your knees, it puts your hips into the right alignment. You want to hang on to your hips and just make sure that they're nicely balanced and facing the wall in front of you, sitting over top of your knees and over top of your ankles. There should be a straight line all the way down. So next we're going to go to our shoulders and just have them nice and relaxed, away from the ears and gently resting on the top of your chest, not coming up to your ears and not pushing down too hard either. Nice flat back and your head just a little bit tucked in so you're not jutting it out forward or pulling it back. Great. Okay. From that position, I just want you to do some shoulder rolls. So we're going to roll our shoulders forward. And I'll face you to do this. So get a lot of tension in our shoulders. And then going the other way. I'll just do 5 in each direction. I want you to raise one arm up, drop it down behind. Bring the other arm up and just place it on top. Just let gravity do its thing. You don't need to press, you don't need to really strain this side of the body. You just want a nice big stretch all the way along the side here. Again, we're trying to find and use muscles that don't get used every day and give a break to those ones that do. Just trying to balance out the alignment in your body and make your body more efficient in the way that it works. So arms down, and then the other side. Up, bend your hand or elbow, just hang on to it. Deep breath in. The other thing we're trying to do in terms of our ABCs, it's alignment, which we started off with, and then breathing, and then centering and or concentration, both of which we'll be working on. So just interlace the fingers and pull your arms forward, drop the head down. Again, this is pulling all the muscles open at the back. And after a couple of breaths, release that. And you want to do it in the opposite direction. So you're stretching at the top, all the muscles across here. And again, if you've been sitting at a computer for a long time, or even sitting in the car, or sitting watching television, these are the muscles that end up getting stretched out because you're sitting curled with your shoulders forward all the time. So just do that again. Forward, head down, and release. And then we're just going to go back. And looking up to the sky. Again, not straining the neck, just giving it a good stretch. Again, something we often don't do. We spend all our time looking down or straight ahead, and that tends to make us let the head go forward. The head's a very heavy object, and so you want to give your muscles in the neck a little bit of a stretch and relaxation. So the next thing we're going to do is just head tilts. So head coming down in front, back to the center, and back. And coming up to the center, tilt to the side, center, and to the other side, and back to the center. Once again, we're coming forward. And again, the shoulder shouldn't move, it should all, the movement should be in your neck, and coming back. And then to the side, this time again, we're just going to let gravity help a little bit. Just rest your hand on your ear, don't pull, and release. And then the other side, just resting on the ear. And release. Excellent. Okay, just one more shoulder roll, and then we're going to the top or the bottom of the mat, whichever way you want to think about it. And we're just going to do a roll down and then out to plank. And we're going to stop halfway and do a downward dog. And then we're going to stay in the plank. And we're going to do that 3 times. And then on the last one, we're going to actually stay down there. So I'll just talk you through. And nice, tall, straight back. Not hyperextending. Nice, soft knees. And just drop the head down. And then the shoulders. And then let your hands come down your legs, nice and slowly. Just go as far as you can. If you need to bend your knees to touch the ground, or if you can't touch the ground at all, that's fine. Put your hands on the floor and just dangle there for a moment. If you want to, you can add extra weight. You want to make sure that you're bending from here and not from the shoulders. You want to make as straight a back as possible. And then you just want to walk out with your hands. Once you get to what we call a downward facing dog position, that means your bottom's straight up in the air, and you're going to try to let your heels come down. Again, if you're really tight in your hamstrings, you can bend your knees on this, and then try to straighten in both directions. So your bottom is the pinnacle, and you're trying to straighten out from your shoulders all the way down to your hands, and from your bottom all the way down to your ankles. So try to bring your ankles down to the ground, and try to look back at your knees. Okay. From there, you want to straighten out. You want to probably bring your hands forward just a little bit and hold yourself in that position, which is the plank. Again, you're looking at a nice straight line from top of your head to, you don't want to look forward, you want to look down. So nice straight long neck, shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. And after 2 breaths, I want to come back all the way up. And we're going to come all the way back to the forward bend position, and then curl all the way up. And the muscles in and around our back, again, really need to be stretched out every once in a while to counteract gravity. They're stacked on top of each other like a series of books. And if one gets out of line, or if you end up sitting on one hip, that really gives, puts an enormous amount of strain on your middle and lower back. So we'll do that again, just dropping the head, shoulders coming forward, coming down slowly, and try not to move from the hips until you have to. So it's a nice straight line from your ankles up to your hip bone. At the bottom, breathe in, breathe out. Again, if you want to dangle your arms for a little extra weight. And then we're going to walk out slowly to the downward dog position. So, in downward dog, you can bring your heels up to begin with, and then try to press them down. And again, similarly, if you want to stretch out your hamstrings, you can bend, and then pull downwards. And again, we're trying to bring the ears between the elbows, and don't hyperextend the elbows, just nice and loose like the knees, but really stretch so that you have a beautiful triangle position if you can. From there, you want to go forward, bring your hands forward so they're directly under your shoulders. Nice straight line. Breathe in. Breathe out. In Pilates, we always want to breathe in to prepare, and then breathe out to move. So we're going to do our walk back on an out breath. Again, just hold it there, breathe in at the bottom, dangle if you want to, just to let let gravity work for you rather than against you, stretching out the lower back, and come all the way up, bone by bone, just restacking, and again, bending the knees so that you're not putting any strain on your lower back, and shoulders back into a nice strong position. The hope is that you're going to feel just, a tiny bit taller each time you do this. And so this last time we're going to go into the plank position, and then we're going to go down onto the ground. So tilt the head and the shoulders and come all the way down. Third time's a charm, hopefully. Quite often your body on the first time has no idea what you're doing and gets a little upset. On the second time, it sort of thinks, okay, I get the hang of this. And on the third time, you really get a sense of where you can go. You can relax into the posture. So hopefully you're coming down a little bit farther now towards your knees. And we're going to walk out into that downward dog position. So feet, you can readjust the feet if you want to. As I say, you can bend the knees, really stretch out that lower back. And again, it should feel like a nice stretch in all directions. Again, I'm quite interested in the debt that Pilates has to yoga, and I'm not keen on speed. It's all about control and concentration. So moving forward into your plank. Again, nice straight back, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles, all in alignment. And then you want to breathe in to prepare, and either you're going to come down onto your knees and come down from there, or you can do it from a straight position. But don't just drop down, make sure that you can come down slowly, otherwise do it from your knees. Now in this position, I want you to make sure that you're fully on the mat. Put your hands into a nice triangle position and put your head just between, your forehead should come into that triangle. And relax your shoulders. And just roll your hips back and forward so that they release entirely. And we're going to go do our gluteal squeezes. So again, not the most polite or decorous thing, and it's quite hard to see if you're doing anything, but what you want to do is just breathe in, breathe out, and squeeze your buttocks together. So again, think about something sitting between the buttocks that you want to hang on to, and release. So you might think about having a 20-pound note in there, or even a 50-pound note. So squeeze on the out breath and release, or a lottery ticket, or your car keys. That would be a bit painful, but squeeze, the answer to life, the world, and everything else, and release. And again, squeeze and release. We tend to do things in either 3s or 5s. This is going to be your 5th one of these. Squeeze and release. And the reason that we do this is so that you think about the muscles in your lower back for the next few exercises, because you really need to concentrate on those and not just work from the shoulders or the upper body, because the next thing we're going to do is a cobra. Again, this is directly from yoga, so you want your hands underneath your shoulders. And again, the other reason for doing things in 3s is that we increase the stretch on each one. So head down on the mat, breathe in to prepare, breathe out, squeeze your buttocks, not as much as we were before, but just enough, and raise your shoulders up. Don't look forward, you want to look at the edge of the mat, nice long neck, and mostly coming from your upper back and shoulders, and come down. Okay, breathe in, and on the out breath we're going to come up again, but this time we're going to come up just a little bit higher. So bringing the arms into it, but don't bring the shoulders up to the neck. Try to keep them down, and your shoulder blades in and back. Again, you should be able to see whether my shoulder blades are popping out, hopefully not, and down. And then just one more of these, and again, this time we're going to go to our full extent. You can rest your hips a little bit in between if you need to, if you feel that they're getting over tight. It's better to go into a posture several times than to really hold it for much longer than you feel comfortable doing. Okay, that's when you start to get injured. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out, and press. We're going to come as far up as we can and just hold in that position. And if you can, we'll just do a turn to one side and then back to the center and a turn to the other side. Back to the center and coming all the way down and breathing out. Great. Okay. The next exercise in this position, in the prone position, is the dart. So you put your hands alongside your legs. You bring your feet together so your toes, your tops of your toes are touching. Your big toes are together. And we're going to breathe in, breathe out. Again, thinking about the tightening at the bottom here. Raise the upper back. Bring the shoulders up. And again, looking forward. And this time we're going to bring our feet up as well. So the top of your head is like a dart going through the air. You don't go with your nose. You're using the top of your head and down. And breathe in. And breathe out. And come up again. Nice long body, strengthening all the muscles along your back. And down. And we're just going to do 3 of these. So this is the last one of these. Breathing in and out. And coming down. Excellent. Okay, again, just a little roll side to side. We're going to bring our arms out in front. So again, don't bring your shoulders up. Just nice and low. And we're going to do a kind of, well, it's called swimming. And this is the step before the full swimming where you do it all extended. I just want to do a raise of one arm, one leg in each direction. Okay? So we're just going to do 3 on either side. So starting with the right leg and the left arm, breathe in to prepare and breathe out to lift. So you bring your head up, but just in line with your arm, not any higher. And down. Breathe in to prepare and out to lift. And down. And then the other side, breathe in to prepare and lift. And down. And again, and lift. And down. 3rd time, going up. And again, check your shoulders aren't coming too high up. And down. And the other side, and lift. Looking down at the mat. And down. Great. From that position, we're going to put our hands underneath our shoulders and come up on all 4s. Put your toes together and stretch out the lower back. We've been giving it quite a bit of exercise, so now we're going to stretch it out. And in terms of breathing, you can't breathe towards the front nearly as much. I don't want you to breathe into your shoulders. I want you to breathe into your back. So if you can put your hands on your back and just feel the air coming in. So breathing in and out. And in and out. And 3rd time, in and out. Okay, and then come rolling up slowly onto so you're sitting on your heels. If that's difficult for you to do, you can put a cushion underneath your heels so that you're raised up a little bit. One of the good things about this posture, or sitting in this position, is that it's very hard to stick your bottom out backwards. It's actually a really good position to, if you can manage it, just sit watching television. And it really does straighten the back in a way that very few other things do. So we're going to do that again. We're going to go out onto all 4s. Bring our toes together. Lean back, stretch the upper body, and then come in, rolling all the way up. And third time, come out, toes together, come back, stretch, and then all the way up. And that's the first half of the class. If you want to carry on, please do. Otherwise, you can just go into the playlist for warm downs and have a little look at one of those, and then you can go on and do meditation.